Let me take you back to a house where birthdays weren't celebrations. They were comparisons. Where praise had a name and it wasn't mine. Where the difference between love and obligation was written in the silence at dinner tables and in the gifts that never came. That house belonged to my parents, but I never felt like it belonged to me. From as early as I can remember, my older sister Tara was the chosen one. The gifted child, the hope of the family, the one who was destined for greatness. And me? I was the mistake they tolerated. Tara got violin lessons, dance classes, expensive birthday parties, a MacBook at 14, and a car when she turned 17. I got my first new clothes from a clearance rack when I was 16. When she got a B, my parents met with her teachers and wrote angry emails. When I got an A, I was asked why it wasn't an A+ like Tara's used to be. I wasn't a bad kid. I actually tried. A lot. I'd help around the house. I'd cook dinner sometimes when Mom worked late. I even tutored Tara when she struggled in chemistry. But nothing I did was ever good enough. They never said, "We're proud of you." Not once. They never came to my place. They missed my graduation. They told me I was lucky they hadn't kicked me out yet, when I was late once from a group project. By 18, I was dead inside, so I left. Part 1, The Rise. I got into a decent public university, not because my parents helped. They didn't fill a single form, didn't offer a single dollar or ride to campus. I did it alone. Took out student loans, worked night shifts at a pizza place, ate instant noodles and slept in a moldy dorm for a year. But I worked harder than I knew I could. I majored in computer science. I graduated early. Then came the job offers. I picked a remote cybersecurity firm in Europe. Within 2 years, I was making 6 figures and freelancing on the side. Still, I didn't tell my family anything, not even my address. If they wanted to know, they could Google me like strangers do. Part 2, The Fall. Tara, meanwhile, flunked out of 2 colleges. She spent her early 20s blaming everyone, her professors, her exes, the economy, but never herself. She moved back home, got into debt, and somehow still got treated like a princess. My parents paid off her credit cards. They let her stay rent-free. They bought her a second car when she crashed the first one. She never got a job that lasted more than 3 months. And then, when COVID hit and I started making even more from remote contracts, suddenly I got a message from my mother. Sad. Beta, we miss you. Your father's not well. Sad. Tara's struggling. Come home soon, nah? Annoyed. Miss me? After 7 years of silence? I ignored the messages. Then came more. Calls, emails, even Facebook DMs. Not out of guilt, not out of love, annoyed, out of need. Part 3, The Return. I returned home for the first time. I didn't come alone. I brought my fiance, brilliant, charming, and the CEO of a fintech startup. The looks on their faces, like someone had resurrected the child they buried emotionally long ago. My mom cried. My dad hugged me. Tara forced a smile. I could almost hear the gears in their heads turning. Happy. You look so handsome, Beta. Excited. We're so proud of you. We always knew you'd do well. I smiled politely. But inside, I was boiling. From inside, I decided to host a family dinner at a 5-star hotel nearby. Booked a private room, 10-course meal, fancy wine, the works. Told them to bring anyone they wanted, family, friends, neighbors. I knew they'd use the chance to boast. I let them. They bragged about my success as if they had anything to do with it. Proud. He was always so smart. Boasting, he got that discipline from us. Smug, we raised him right. I waited. I let them dig that hole. Then I stood up, glass in hand, and tapped it gently. Part 4, The Toast. Thank you all for coming tonight. I just want to say a few words. Everyone smiled. My parents looked smug. Tara was scrolling on her phone. I continued. Calmly, a lot of you have heard stories about how I made it, how I became this so-called golden child. But the truth is, none of this was because of support, or encouragement, or love. Voice hardening, this success, it's built on silence, on isolation, on trauma, on being treated like a second-class mistake in my own home. I remember birthdays spent alone, report cards tossed aside. I remember tutoring the golden child while being told I'd never measure up to her. Everyone went still. My mom opened her mouth. I didn't stop. Firmly. I left at 18 with nothing. No money, no guidance, no family cheering me on. I built this life alone, every bit of it. And now you all want to celebrate it? I turned to my parents. Coldly. You don't get to take credit for a garden you never watered. You planted doubt and I bloomed in spite of it. I looked at my sister, sarcastic. You weren't the golden child. You were just louder. I was the shadow. And now, I cast one so long you have to squint to see your reflection. Silence. You could hear forks clinking against untouched plates. My fiancé squeezed my hand under the table. Raising voice. So yes, let's celebrate. Not my success, but the fact that I survived the very people who were supposed to protect me. I sat down, took a sip of wine, and for the first time in my life I saw them for what they were. Small, powerless, exposed. Epilogue, the cold revenge. I left the next morning. Didn't return their calls. Didn't send wedding invites. Didn't attend Tara's baby shower. I moved across the world, bought a house overlooking the sea, adopted a dog.